Hey folks, I just want to remind you to check out my eBay store at SeemsGoodMagic.com for some playsets and singles. I also want to remind you to check out live stream times, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. And also follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Hey guys, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for a special Thanksgiving Swiss draft. And we open Stormbreath Dragon. So that is a special gift there. Worth a bunch of tickets, and honestly an awesome first pick because it starts you on a red aggro path, which I want anyway, and Flying Haste is huge, and he's worth a bunch of tickets. Yeah, good card. Also in here, Dauntless Onslaught, probably the best uncommon in the set, if not one of the best. I mean, double triggering Heroic and making your guys huge monsters makes that a awesome card. Ill-Tempered Cyclops, Battle-Wise Valor, also on color with the plan I want to do, and good. And Time to Feed and Chronicler of Heroes are both pretty playable, but let's take the $1 million. Okay, follow up. Well, we got a Magma Jet. That's an awesome piece of removal. We also have Heliod's Emissary, which is probably the best one. I think I say that every time I do a draft and see it. I'm still sticking with that. I think Heliod's Emissary is the best one. So Magma Jet is on color though, and then I could maybe move into red-blue. And it's not like there's anything wrong with Magma Jet. It's an awesome removal spell, and it lets you scry. So it also can be a kill spell. Keeps us completely on color. I mean, Heliod's Emissary is a better card, but I think Magma Jet, since it keeps us on color, might be the wiser pick. I mean, obviously I'd like to just go red-white. So it could just be the Emissary anyway. I still could go something else though. I guess we'll take the Magma Jet. And continue to investigate what's going on. Alright, like now we can maybe take the Nimbus Naiad. Go red-blue. I never really do red-blue, but there's Heroic in both colors, and you can definitely do something aggressive. Nessian Asp, obviously very good. Feral Invocation, good. Cutthroat Maneuver, good. Freyka's Cure. Let's go with the Naiad. I never do red-blue. This is a Swiss draft. I wanted to try out this color combination because I think it actually is good. I think you can get enough Heroic and draw card stuff where you can really make it viable and good. Let's take the Naiad. Okay. Now I think we want the Fanatic. Crow and Hoplite and Staunch Hearted Warrior. Good cards if I was in white or green. But Fanatic is just phenomenal in general. People apparently don't like red anymore, which kind of makes me happy because I love red. I still think it's amazing. Alright, we can take the Vaporkin here. And that's actually pretty good. Courser, obviously a good green card, but Vaporkin, when you want to be, you know, red aggressive something, Vaporkin is going to be an awesome pick. So let's go ahead and snatch that little bad boy up. And okay, now we have Fate Foretold, which is good for, you know, Heroic triggering or whatever, but Prescient Chimera I think is going to be the pick. A little more mid-rangey of a card. And Horizon Scholar is good too, but there's actually a vast difference between 5 and 6 mana, in my opinion. Even though this has double blue. We're going to take the Prescient Chimera. I like paying one less mana and getting a sweet little win con, so we'll take it. It's a pretty good sign for blue. I mean, those were both fairly late blue picks. Currently, nothing really relevant in this pack for us. So let's take the Freyka's Cure, which is going to be good against us. Against our game plan. Alright, let's take a second Prescient Chimera over the Breaching Hippocamp. It's just better in general, and I'm not going to regret it. Let's take the Annul. Not necessarily a main deck card, but if anybody's got a God creature, pretty playable. Alright, Omen Speaker, obviously not a very aggressive card, but we already have some good bombs we're going into, and as much as I want to be aggressive, sometimes it just doesn't pan out, and you can still make a sort of aggressive 2 mid-range build, and still be alright. So let's take this Lost in a Labyrinth. Why not? Mnemonic Wall, even though it's another 5-drop, we are in red, so we could still pick up some really good instant sorceries. Let's continue to cut blue. And second to last pick, Thassa's Bounty. Pretty decent sign. I'd prefer to not have to play this card, but I mean, I will if I have to. Alright, last pick, Island, and let's move on to pack 2 here. Who knows, maybe we'll get a second Stormbreath Dragon? Nope, not quite. Okay, I think we're probably going to take the Wavecrash Triton. Big fan of this card. It's heroic. It's going to work real well with any sort of pump aura we get. It's also going to, it just blocks the ground up real good. We've got some powerhouse flyers mid-game, so Spell Heart Chimera always tables, and it's not even that good in general, even though it's on color with us, obviously. Ill-Tempered Cyclops is also very good. Triton Tactics is a very good card, too. I like all of those, but I think we want the Wavecrash Triton. I want to focus on heroic if I can. Oh, wow. Prophet of Crufix is one of the, if not the most powerful rare you can get, really. Card's super annoying. I think I want the Arena Athlete, though. Stay on color with our game plan. It's also heroic. I really don't like passing Prophet of Crufix, but I'm not going to hate it over an Arena Athlete, which is just a phenomenal card in general. And is really going to help us get aggressive. Alright, now we can take Skull Cleaver. Crackling Triton can usually table, and I hope it does, because I'd like to get it. But we're going to take the Skull Cleaver, which is just sticking with this aggressive plan. Sweet. Alright. Well, I'd like to take the Ordeal of Thassa, but we're definitely taking Lightning Strike. Maybe we table something relevant. Perhaps not, but still. Happily taking Lightning Strike. Okay, a Crone Crusader, another, obviously another heroic guy. We can just take the Crackling Triton now as well. And not have to hope to table it. I actually like Portent of Betrayal. If you know me, you should know that. I love me some Portent of Betrayal, but am I not going to have a hard time finding Crackling Triton? Do we even have enough effects for a Crone Crusader? That's some questions coming to my mind. I mean, I definitely want to be aggressive, so Crone Crusader is good for that. But Triton is actually good for our deck. There's a good chance I'm going to see either one again, so maybe it's irrelevant. Let's take the Triton. Alright, we're going to snatch up a second Wavecrash Triton now, pretty happily. And then we can really start gunning for some targeted sort of spells. So we can take a second Crackling Triton, or we can just take the Crone Crusader. There's also a Portent of Betrayal in here. Currently I have 13 creatures. I like to usually play at least one Portent of Betrayal, but let's take the Crusader. Let's get one of those now. We don't need a ton of them. Alright, let's take the third Prescient Chimera over the third Wavecrash Triton. I like that. It's a little bit more expensive, I'll give you that, but alright. Ill-Tempered Cyclops absolutely here over the Rage. We're already good on 5 drops, so seems correct. There we go. Alright, Dragon Mantle versus Fate Foretold. Fate Foretold, better, obviously, for getting double card draw sort of stuff, but I think Dragon Mantle cantripping and letting you get that fire breathing is better, so I'm going to opt into that one. Alright, we got the Portent of Betrayal anyway, which is a great sign. Ray of Dissolution currently kills, what? Just Nimbus Naiad, pretty much, and Dragon Mantle. So that's pretty irrelevant. Then again, both of these cards are irrelevant, so I guess we'll take it. Good on 5 drops. Probably don't want to play the Bounty. What else is weak in this current build? Nothing. Actually, like everything else we currently have. I think we're set up fairly well. Second Portent, I guess. Satyr Rambler, totally playable. Alright, well, getting 2 drops, that's good. Alright, so going into pack 3, we really only need 2 good playables, and then we can start upgrading our deck. So we can start upgrading perhaps the Satyr Rambler Maybe even the Omen Speaker. Boon Satyr is an awesome card. However, not what our plan is. Alright, so we can do Vaporkin, we can do Minotaur Skullcleaver, we can do Ordeal. Ordeal, obviously good with the Arena Athlete and the Wave Crash Tritons. We currently only have, what, Dragon Mantle that targets our guys. Yeah, I guess we do only have that. So we need some more heroic triggers. At the same time, I love Minotaur Skullcleaver. That card is so strong. And I love Vaporkin too. Getting evasion on turn 2 is always relevant. That being said, I think Ordeal, since we already have 16 creatures, Ordeal is the actual pick. We just want to make sure we can trigger our heroic when we want it, especially after a turn 1 Crusader. And it's uncommon, so we're less likely to see it. Kind of sucks it's in the same pack as 2 also awesome cards for our deck, but whatever. Not a big deal. Alright, Voyage is in, definitely what we're picking. Huge, huge setback for our opponents when we play that little bad boy. Wow, more solid green picks in here. It's a little worrisome. Let's take the Ill-Tempered Cyclops number 2. And let's begin to cut weaker cards. So I gotta look into that. Jeez, Celestial Archon? What the hell colors is everybody playing? I don't get it. Alright, nothing relevant here at all for us, as a matter of fact, so we're just gonna cut the Archon, who's a badass. Aqueous Form, definitely what this deck wants, not only for the heroic, for the scry, just plenty of goodness coming out of that pick here. So then we can start looking at our cuts again, which I'm currently not sure what we're cutting since we have so many good options at our disposal. We can take a Flame Speaker Adept. Let's count our current scry count. Aqueous Form would work amazingly well with this card. Wow. That's some good synergy. That's some real good synergy. I think we're taking Flame Speaker Adept, no doubt. But we also have this that scries, Voyages in that scries. That's 3. This guy scries 4. Yeah, we are in the right color to play, the right color combination to play Flame Speaker Adept. I'll say that. All right. We can take a second Aqueous Form or a Deathbellow Raider. How many 1 and 2 drop creatures do we currently have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1 and 2 drop creatures. Well, I mean, I could use more, but I think we got to double up on Aqueous Form here. Oh, these scry too? Jeez. Flame Speaker Adept's like a house in this deck. He's insane. Okay, I guess we take the Rage. It's actual removal. Not likely to play it. There we go. Got a Skullcleaver back. Happy about that. None of these cards matter. Guess this guy is a blocker. Do we need the Breaching Hippocamp? No. Let's just hate this. Not that Setessan Battle Priest is good. It's just an early blocker for our cheap, crappier dudes. And let's cut the Scholar, which is actually a legit card. I mean, if you're in black and white, I think Scholar's really good. I don't think we're playing Rage. We already have enough 5 drops. We are a 17 land deck. I'm not even sure if we're playing Portent's main deck. I might sideboard into that. Just because I'm so happy with how good our early game is. I think that'll work out better for us, especially since we have enough ways to do heroic now. We have the Aqueous Form, we have Dragon Mantle, we've got Ordeal, we have Nimbus Naiad. So we've got a good amount. We've got a good amount of heroic. I don't think I want to cut any of my 1 and 2 drop creatures. I even think the Rambler is going to be something this deck wants to do. Perhaps not. We'll figure it out. I mean, I guess currently I have 19 creatures revealed, so that seems a bit unnecessary. I feel dirty cutting any Prescient Chimeras since they're essentially glorified Sarah Angels. Let's figure this out, though. Yeah, there's a lot of good win cons in here. Let's not main deck the Portents for now. Well, Storm Breath, you're in for sure. Let's get the Aqueous Forms in there. Let's do this thing. That guy. These guys. And these guys. Alright, so this is 26 cards. 26, and I'm already really happy with everything we got here. These are all good. Wow, these are all creatures? Well, I can cut 3 creatures. So, what would be the 3 cuts? Because I think we probably want to use all these spells. We are short on removal, I guess. I'll say that. We have Voyage's End, Magma Jet, Lightning Strike. Is that it? That is it. Crackling Triton, I guess, is kind of a removal spell. I don't really want to cut any of these creatures. I'm not going to lie. I'll say again, I guess Satyr Rambler is, like, far and away the weakest one. How much is it going to hurt our aggression if I cut Satyr Rambler? I don't know. That I'm not sure of. Should I probably cut one of my 5-drops? It's not like... See, the thing about this... The thing that bugs me is, it's not like running a 4 5-drops is really going to hurt your limited deck all that much. It's a bit excessive, but it's not like a 5-drop is going to break your deck, you know? I mean, typically you get to 5 mana in a game, and you can play a 3/4 flyer, which is a great price. One that scries. But for the interests of staying as aggressive as possible, maybe I cut one? Feels dirty cutting a Chimera over a stupid Rambler. I might have to cut both, sadly. What's my last cut? Jeez. Do we just go for the more mid-range plan? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? I may have to go more mid-rangey here. So if I'm going to go more mid-rangey and not be as aggressive, I think I'm going to go Chimeras. I'm going to cut the Crusader. And then I probably cut maybe one Aqueous Form, but I'm not 100% on that. I mean, Aqueous Form's a little bit lackluster with Wave Crash Triton. It does trigger Heroic, but just getting in for 1 and scrying every turn isn't, and not being able to block isn't the best thing ever. Admittedly, Fnatic looks a little weaker in here, but that card's actually good with Aqueous Form. These guys are already evasive, so Aqueous Form doesn't matter for them. It's so good with Flamespeaker Adept, though. Alright, I can't cut one of these. I don't think I can cut any of these spells. Let's cut one creature. God, which one, though? They're all so good. All these creatures are so good. I'm happy with every single one. I guess we cut the Triton, believe it or not. Even though this is the one deck where it can get double value, I actually like every other creature more. I like having access to this. I like making these guys huge later. I like all of these flyers. I even like the Skull Cleavers, even though we're not super aggressive. I just like the idea of getting in for 4 surprise, extra attacker. These guys are just so debilitating sometimes. And even like paying 4 mana to play him plus Aqueous Form is pretty good. You get attack for 4 and you get to scry. Yeah, this is interesting. So I thought we were going to be a little more aggressive, but we're actually just aggressive-y mid-range, that sort of thing. I definitely like this deck, I'll tell you that. It looks good. Looks good on paper. So they want more blue than red. Is that right? Well, I guess we need double for Prescient. Chimera. We only need double red for Storm Breath. Alright, I guess that does actually make sense. Okay. 9/8. This deck is very powerful. I would say it's probably an 8 out of 10, something along those lines. Admittedly, we're short on removal, but these guys are pseudo-removal. Lightning Strike and Magma Jet certainly are removal. And Voyage's End is kind of removal too, so not too shabby. Yeah, this looks pretty fun. Alright, I'll see you guys round 1.